You know, something shifts deep within us after turning 70. It's not simply the number of birthdays we've celebrated or the decades we've lived through. It's something gentler, something more spiritual. We begin to understand that life is no longer about chasing more, but about holding on to what brings true peace. At this stage, clarity becomes more valuable than chaos, and calm feels more precious than ever. But here's the part most people never say aloud. Aging is not only about what we should do. It's equally about what we should stop doing, stop saying, stop attending, and yes, even which people we should stop giving our time to. Because sometimes, letting go is the greatest gift we can give ourselves. This message is for anyone over 70 who wants to step into this next chapter not feeling smaller or irrelevant, but lighter, wiser, and at peace. It's not about slowing down. It's about shedding what no longer serves you. And the starting point is the words we speak. So, let's begin with the first section. 3 things you should never say after 70. These phrases may sound harmless, even familiar, but they carry hidden emotional weight that quietly holds us back. The first phrase is one many older adults use without even realizing it. Words of comparison between the past and the present, showing dissatisfaction with today. For example, back in my day, things were better. Now, there's nothing wrong with cherishing the past. Nostalgia has beauty. But the danger lies in allowing those words to become a barrier between our memories and the life we're living now. When we declare that the past was better, we unintentionally convince ourselves that today is somehow not good enough. That mindset plants a subtle sadness. It blinds us to the simple joys right in front of us. The flavor of morning tea, the glow of sunlight streaming to the window, the laughter of a grandchild. Life today is different, yes, but different does not mean lesser. The world may have changed, but your spirit has not lost its worth. You are still here, still breathing, still meaningful. So, instead of living in the shadow of yesterday, honor it, but keep your feet firmly planted in the present. The second phrase to avoid is even more damaging. Words of limitation and self-doubt, such as, I'm too old to change. This isn't just a sentence. It's a self-made prison. The truth is, age doesn't stop growth. Fear does. The moment you believe that change is no longer possible, you stop granting yourself permission to learn, to forgive, to surprise yourself. But as long as your heart beats, you are still becoming. Growth doesn't have to be grand or dramatic. It might be as simple as trying a new recipe, learning a phone app, or finally releasing an old grudge carried for decades. Even the smallest changes carry deep emotional weight, reminding you that you're not stuck. You're still alive inside and never too old to make peace with yourself. The third phrase is one whispered most often in quiet moments. Word regret, such as, I wish I had. These few words echo with years of longing and mischances. And the thing about regret is, it doesn't stay in the past. It seeps into the present, filling each quiet moment with what-ifs. But here's the powerful truth. Your story isn't finished. Regret holds you hostage in yesterday, while curiosity, asking what you can still do today, breathes life back into your soul. Maybe you wish you had traveled more, spoken up sooner, or chosen a different path. But it's not too late to create peace, to show kindness, to express love. Don't let the past rob you of your present. Ask yourself, asterisk, what kindness can I give today? What smile can I offer? What peace can I choose? Asterisk, the later chapters of your life can still be the most meaningful. Now, let's move on to the second section. 3 things you should never do after 70. Not because life is over, but because your energy deserves better, your time deserves better, and so does your heart. The first is seeking approval from younger generations. This is a quiet but heavy burden. Many elders feel the need to prove their relevance, to gain acceptance from children, grandchildren, or even younger neighbors. But here's the truth. You have nothing left to prove. You've lived through storms they've never even imagined. You've raised families, buried loved ones, endured losses, and survived hardships that can't be summarized in a tweet or a quick call. You don't need their validation to confirm your worth. You are not a shadow of your younger self. You're the full flame of experience. Let the young chase trends and validation. You are the lighthouse now. Speak with wisdom. Walk with grace. You no longer need to explain yourself. You are your own proof. The second thing to stop is holding on out of fear. Many older adults cling to things: a house crammed with clothes, draining relationships, outdated routines. Not out of love, but out of fear. Fear of emptiness. Fear of silence. But peace doesn't come from possession. It comes from presence. Letting go isn't losing. It's making space. Space to breathe, to rest, to welcome new joys. Clear the physical clutter, yes, but also the emotional clutter. Old grudges, worn-out roles, expectations that no longer fit. You don't lose yourself by letting go. You rediscover yourself. The third habit to release is constantly replaying what you've lost. After 70, loss is inevitable. Friends pass, children grow, roles shift. But grief doesn't have to become your identity. You are not your loss. You are what remains. Yes, pain is real, but so is the warmth in your hands, the sunlight at your window, the laughter of someone who still cares. Loss may shape your story, but it doesn't have to write your final sentence. Instead of waking each day with thoughts of what's gone, notice what's still here. Whisper to yourself, I still have this moment and I choose peace. This is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's realizing your time is too precious to waste on patterns that dim your light. Now, let's continue with the third section. 3 places you should never go after 70. And by places, I don't just mean physical locations. I also mean emotional spaces, social situations, and mental landscapes that quietly drain your peace. At this age, your time and energy are sacred. Not every place deserves your presence. The first place, anywhere your dignity is not respected. This could be a family gathering where you're spoken down to, a church where you feel invisible, or a phone call that always leaves you smaller than before. Maybe you've gone out of habit or loyalty, but if you leave feeling diminished, it's no longer a place for you. Dignity at this age is not optional. It's your baseline. You deserve to be seen and heard without having to fight for it. If someone cannot honor your light, quietly step away. Your peace is not negotiable. The second place, anywhere you're merely tolerated, not celebrated. There's a huge difference between being included and being welcomed. Too often, elders are invited out of duty, not joy. You might be there physically, but their hearts are elsewhere. Over time, that energy wears you down, making you feel unnecessary. After 70, your presence should never feel like a favor. It should feel like a gift. You deserve spaces where people light up when you walk in, where your stories are cherished and your wisdom valued. Seek the places where your soul can truly breathe. The third place, back to old pain, hoping to fix it. Many revisit old wounds, letters, conversations, memories, longing for closure. But reopening the wound rarely heals it. Sometimes healing means saying, asterisk, I already survived that. I don't need to go back. Asterisk, you don't know the past more than you've already given. You did your best with what you had. Now, your task is to live forward. Leave the past in peace. You deserve that peace too. Finally, let's talk about the fourth section. 3 people you should never meet after 70. This isn't about being cold. It's about protecting your emotional space. The people you allow in, even briefly, shape your mood, energy, and self-worth. The first person, the one who only talks about what's been lost. Every conversation is a list of illnesses, funerals, and decline. Being around them feels like sinking into a fog of sorrow. Grief is real, yes, but life is not over. You don't need someone constantly pointing to endings. Surround yourself with those who remind you of what still matters, what still works, what still brings joy. The second person, the one who sees you as a burden. Sometimes they mask it with politeness, but you feel in their tone, their rushed gestures, their lack of attention. Over time, their presence chips away at your dignity, making you doubt your right to ask for help. But hear this clearly, you are not a burden. You are not extra weight. You are a full human being with value, history, and presence. If someone cannot respect you, care for yourself enough to keep distance. The third person, the one who keeps you small. They may think they're protecting you, but their words sound like chains. You shouldn't try that. That's not for your age. Better stay home. Over time, you shrink, not physically, but in spirit. And worst of all, you begin to believe them. But they are wrong. You are still becoming. Age may change your pace, but it doesn't erase your right to evolve. You don't need protectors, you need encouragers. People who say, try it, do it, go for it. Because who you spend time with, where you go, what you say, and what you do together, they shape the quality of your days. And those days are sacred. Let go of what dims your light. Stop doing what drains you. Step away from places and people that leave you feeling smaller. Instead, choose to speak with love, move with peace, go where you are free, and surround yourself with those who make you feel alive. This is not your final chapter. It is your finest one. And it begins when you choose peace over pressure, dignity over drama, and freedom over fear. Let this be your quiet revolution. So, if you've stayed with this message to the end, take a slow breath. Let these words settle gently in your heart. This is not a list of rules. It is a tender reminder, soul to soul. Life after 70 is not about fading. It is about refining. You are not less. You are clearer about what matters, more aware of what brings peace, more ready to protect your spirit. If any part of this message touched you, carry it with you, not as a burden, but as a blessing. Let it guide you when you feel uncertain. Let it comfort you when old thoughts return. Let it remind you you are still becoming. Speak only what uplifts. Do only what brings peace. Go only where your soul feels safe. And be only with those who honor your worth. You are not too late. You are right on time. For this moment, for this wisdom, for this chapter. And if these words gave you even a drop of clarity, calm, or hope, share it with a friend, with a child, or even as a note to yourself. Because aging isn't something we go through alone. It's something we rise through together. Subscribe to Elderly Health Tips for my more engaging videos like this. Thanks.